morning. Thank you for attending the Board of Works and Public Safety meeting of Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. A note for the record, we do have a quorum. Would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Is there any petitions or comments by citizens who are present? Seeing none, I'll talk. Is anybody here from the street department? You know why? Because they're out working, and again, they do a fabulous job. It's streets were fantastic. It's asphalt all the way. On Pleasant Street, my new roundabouts, just right here, no stoplights. Okay, first.
I have one, Mr. President.
Yes.
I don't know whether it's at the beginning or the end, but I would be remiss not to mention, as I did last year, that at this moment, the Indiana Hoosiers are 12-0 and ranked second in the country. I'd like that noted, as well as Purdue in basketball being ranked first. So, thank you.
It is history. Well, we go on to the approval of our agenda today. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. First order of business, we do have a bid opening this morning for the Noblesville Utilities new telehandler. Jonathan Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just for the record, these are quote openings. Our first one is Plevna, from Plevna Implement. That's Plevna Implement Company. I believe they are out of Kokomo. The quote does appear to be in order, and the total sales price on the items we requested them to quote is $238,439.00. Our second quote is from Wright Implement, WRIGHT, and they are out of Seymour, Indiana. Double sealed for extra protection.
Yes.
They also appear to have quoted the type of equipment that we've requested, and their total quote is $201,000 and no cents, 201,000. Is there anyone present who knows of any other quotes we should have received? Seeing none, I would recommend this be given to the Utilities Department for their review and award at a future meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Want to thank the bidders for their interest in Noblesville, and you're free to exit or you can stay for the remainder of the meeting. Moving on to the consent agenda, is there a motion to approve as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. New items for discussion. Item 1, board to consider agreement with Nova LLC for property maintenance services. Sarah Reed. No.
She's here in spirit.
Okay, it's in spirit. Okay.
Good morning, board. Trustee Wheeler, management analyst for OFA. Today I'm requesting approval of a property management services agreement with Inova. Inova was selected because we have a strong working history with them and we're confident in the quality and reliability of their services. As you know, property management involves many departments, and this contract provides relief and reporting that spans all of their responsibilities. This includes the mayor's office, maintenance, economic development, planning, street department, legal, utilities, and somehow I got thrown in there. This is the first time the city has contracted with a property management firm to support this type of work. As the number of properties that the city continues to purchase grows, our internal staff simply does not have the capacity to maintain both their regular responsibilities and additional land, vacant and occupied buildings. Bringing in a professional firm ensures our properties are well-maintained, safe, and presentable. This one-year agreement covers 13 current properties as well as 3 known future properties. The agreement has been structured so that it can be modified as we acquire or sell sites. Each property has been individually assessed, and the service package for each location has been custom tailored, providing interior and/or exterior services on an as-needed basis on the specific use and condition of that site. We believe this partnership provides a practical and cost-effective solution to maintain our properties at the level expected by the city and the community. The administration recommended and supports this contract in the SEA 1 environment to alleviate pressures that cannot be overcome with current staffing. Outsourcing this work through a contract with trusted partnership helps us get through this year as we continue to evaluate the SEA 1 financial pressures in funding services and without adding additional full-time employees. We are requesting your approval to move forward with this property management services agreement.
That was a great presentation.
Thank you.
Is that AI?
No, it's Trustee Wheeler.
Is there any questions, any discussion?
Come on, nobody?
I move to approve the agreement with Innova LLC for property maintenance.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks,
Thank you.
Christie. So tell Sarah Reed she did a good job too. Item 2, board to consider memorandum of understanding between the city and Hamilton County Commissioners regarding first due. Fire Chief Matt Mitchell.
Good morning, Board. Matt Mitchell, representing the Noblesville Fire Department. You should have a memo in front of you kind of detailing what we're trying to accomplish today. NFD has utilized a pre-incident planning and inspection software called First Due for a couple of years. The county, through their CAD vendor, has contracted with a different vendor to provide this pre-incident planning and inspection software. We feel like First Due suits our needs better. So John Hughes was able to work with the county to get an MOU established to allow us to continue to use First Due for pre-incident planning and inspections, and the county is going to fund that through the LIT in 2026. So I will entertain any questions.
We spoke earlier, got all my questions answered.
I'd move for approval of the MOU between the city and Hamilton County Commissioners.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Item 3, board to consider facade improvement grant for 98 North 9th Street. Aaron Hedden.
Good morning, Board.
Morning.
This particular grant is in conjunction with a grant that's item number 4 on your agenda today. Just a little kind of history on that particular building. The building's actually divided into 2 separate parcels with 2 completely separate owners, so that's why you're seeing the same address come up. So what the separate owners agreed to do was to replace the windows, but because each of them owned separate windows, they wanted to do a collaborative project so that it all got done at the same time. So that's why you'll see 2 of the same address on the agenda today. So the first grant for 98 North 9th Street also has the name Heiser on the end of it. That is the owners of Smith Jewelers and one portion of the building. They will be completing 7 windows in that building and reinstalling windows that are arched that match the historic character of the original building. So right now they're sort of up and they're boxed in versus actually an arched window design. The total project cost for that portion of the project is $28,751.64 with a grant of $14,375.82. And this comes with a favorable recommendation from the Facade Grant Review Committee.
I'd move for approval of the facade improvement grant for 98 North 9th Street with Heiser.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 4, board consider facade improvement grant for 98 North 9th Street.
I'd move for
Wilson.
approval of the facade improvement grant for 98 North 9th Street with Wilson Lidler.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron. Item 5, board consider a permanent encroachment agreement for Dove's Nest signage. Denise Eshelman.
Good morning.
Morning.
So, Dove's Nest is located at the corner of Pleasant Street and River Road. Previously, the entrance came off of River Road. It was too close to the new roundabout at that location, so they closed that entrance off and moved the entrance to a new segment of Pleasant Street on the north side of the project. They had a very extensive entry sign on for Dove's Nest on the River Road side. He would like to replicate that sign and place it at his new entrance. As you can see from this site plan, it being on private property is very tight. We require a 10-foot setback for signage. This corner of the house, there's only 11 feet that separate it from the property line. The rest of the property at that entrance is in right-of-way, including everything on the east side of the entrance. So they're requesting to put a new brick sign in this approximate location. They have signed the permanent encroachment agreement and are requesting approval. We did speak with engineering and also the entire Pleasant Street project team. This was a location that everyone agreed upon.
Did we look at putting the signage in the median? You see how you turn, you go back to the little cul-de-sac turnaround and stuff? I'm assuming that's green space.
We looked at a lot of locations. The owner wanted the sign on the west side of the entry. We did look at some locations on the east, but their preferred location was on the west.
And is that, because it looks like the sign's right next to the house. Is that,
So one of the things to keep in mind, this is actually a rental community. The owner is renting the locations, so there seems to be a little more appetite to be okay with a sign being right there. And actually, it probably is going to give them a little bit of privacy in their garage because it's going to block the view into the garage.
Denise, I know this is what you do every day, is the height and all of that. There's no vision restriction or
No,
anything.
it complies with all the regulations, and the location actually entering the road is going to be 10 to 15 feet ahead of where the sign is.
Thank you. I'd move for approval of the encroachment agreement with Dove's Nest signage.
Second?
motion a second, and with a permanent encroachment still, if we need to get in there for anything, it's at the owner's expense to take the sign down.
Correct, but we believe there's very little instance that will need to be in there, given the new nature of the road.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Denise.
Thank you.
Item 6, board to consider approval naming rights for Federal Hill Commons Amphitheater and sponsorship agreement. Aaron Brown, Matt Light.
Thank you, members of the board. Matt Light, Deputy Mayor, presenting this on behalf of Erin Brown. She's been the lead staff person and working on this agreement with the Farmers Bank. She's under the weather today, but spent a lot of time working out the details and negotiating with Farmers Bank on what we think will be a mutually beneficial relationship. If you'll recall, there's been a naming rights partner at Federal Hill Commons in the past. That agreement has lapsed, so we've been looking for a new partner to help us provide some funds to defray expenses for parks programs and capital needs. And we've entered into an agreement for your review here today with the Farmers Bank, who's looking to grow their presence in Hamilton County. They have a significant presence in Clinton County and northwest of here, and have been growing in this area. So these marketing efforts are a part of that growth plan for the bank. The proposal or the agreement that's presented for your review and consideration is a 10-year agreement at $150,000 a year. The primary sponsorship asset or naming rights asset is Federal Hill Commons, but the package includes a few other things, sponsorship assets for the summer concert series at Federal Hill Commons, the Halloween event that the Parks Department hosts at Forest Park, and a couple of new programs that are planned for 2026, a 5K in partnership with the Parks Foundation, and modification of our holiday program this year. I believe we've communicated that is the last year for the ice rink at Federal Hill Commons. We're re-envisioning some of those programs and assets with the focus on Forest Park for next year. Included within the agreement, we also, in parallel, we're doing some due diligence on finding a new banking partner for our tax increment finance funds, and that's been signed off on by the Redevelopment Commission to move funds to a different banking institution, and the signatories were approved for that move. So as part of this package, we've also noted that we conducted due diligence for a new banking partner, and Farmers Bank was the one that we made a determination on made sense for those purposes. You'll note in the packet that the addendum that details some of those details is still listed with draft on it. This version has been approved by the board of Farmers Bank in their board meeting just prior to Thanksgiving. We don't have the fully signed copy, but we'll have that, expect to have that back soon to provide to you for a more complete packet. We, just one more note that I'll add and then can answer questions. We engaged a firm earlier this year, you may recall Superlative Group, that had been referred to us by the Hamilton County Tourism to do an analysis of our assets, to have more confidence from a valuation perspective on what would be a reasonable amount to seek and agree to. That helped inform our strategies with this deal. So that'd be happy to answer any questions.
Matt, I was a little confused. The naming rights is gonna take effect right away in '26, but the concert series evidently is already committed to through '26, and then that'll take effect in '27.
That's correct. So there will still be a sponsor of the concert series, but kind of in a secondary role. There was a multi-year agreement for the presenting sponsor that finishes in '26, so they'll then slide into that lead role in '27. And yeah, we'll be working over the winter to fabricate the signage for them to get placed at Federal Hill, with the goal of having it put up before the farmers market gets going next year.
Is this an increase from previous naming rights?
It is. The previous deal was a little bit different in that it was part of an acquisition of the bank itself, or the former bank building itself. So there was a credit applied to the purchase price, but it was applied at a $50,000 per year number over 5 years. As you see in the packet here, the naming rights portion of this deal is $100,000 a year. So that the analysis that we did with the Superlative Group, the growth of the community, the more cars that are going by, and the additional impressions helped us to justify a higher number.
This is a big deal. This is good.
Yeah, please let Erin know, how outstanding this is. She did a lot of work on it. Thank you for your information yesterday, and Savannah. Aside from the Federal Hill Commons, so that's the 100,000 piece, and the other, it was like 79,000 or whatever, whittled down to another 50. There's no exclusivity on those sponsorships, are there? Meaning, let's take the 5K for instance, and I don't know what value, I'm not looking at it, Matt, what value the 5K has. But can we go out and get another sponsor?
Yeah, we sure can. There are levels, and Aaron and the team have done a lot to kind of add some sophistication to their packet and their engagement efforts with companies. So different levels of sponsorship. This one is
We're not
for the
limiting
5K.
ourselves.
Correct.
Those
This would
areas.
be just for the presenting sponsor. So she and the team are working on other other prospects for that event and
Okay.
other events that are listed here too.
Thank you.
Very good.
Move for approval of the naming rights for Federal Hill Commons Amphitheater and sponsorship agreement.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks,
Thank
Matt.
you.
Item 7, board to consider special purchase of Barango Carousel for Forest Park, Savannah Wines.
Good morning.
Morning.
So there's been a carousel in Forest Park since 1996, and as you all know, it has been down since June of '24. During that time, we've done a lot of public input for our master plan, and we have found that this carousel is really important to the community. So our department has worked the last year and a half to vet every possible source of a carousel in the world, not just here in the United States. And we believe Barango is the best option to replace this carousel to get it up and running as quick as possible with the longest lifespan that we can have.
What type of revenue does this bring in annually?
So we have a carousel corner, which brings in about $30,000 to $40,000 annually. They're still coming in because we still have the concessions in the Tom Thumb Putt Putt open, but because this is closed, it looks like those assets are also closed, but.
On this too, thank you for all the work. I had a lot of questions. I thought it was kind of a sensitive topic, but number one, I didn't realize it was only since 1996. You know, I came to town in about 96, and so I thought maybe it was very, very historic. And then Mr. Light shed some light on that even the components, the horses and such, aren't really that historic. And it sounds like this new vendor's going to do some really cool things, so. And then driving out there, Savannah, it is going to fit in the footprint with the current garage doors and.
Yeah, so that's something else we had to take into consideration is that structure is permanent and the garage doors open on the side. So we had to find something that we would be able to remove the existing and build the new within those parameters.
We used to have a carousel a long time ago.
Okay.
And then that's kind of why we brought this back in '96. And yeah, I know it's not a revenue maker, but it is a amenity to the park. And
I know my household is disappointed that it's been down. There's been some tears shed by my daughters, so thrilled to see that this is
Not the
in
only
motion.
one.
I'd make the motion
Yep.
to purchase the Barango Carousel for Forest Park.
Second.
motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On to item 8, board to consider developer selection and award of contract to GM Development for the Dillon Park Improvements Build, Operate, Transfer Program. Savannah.
So we received two proposals for this project, one from GM Development, and both companies are very qualified to do this project, but after the interviews, GM Development has a lot of experience in the parks world. They understand how parks departments function. They have a lot of experience with splash pads, and we just feel with that experience, they're gonna do a really great job on this project.
Well, on this item, we're going to open it up to a public hearing before we make a motion on the selection. Is there anyone from the public that wishes to discuss this item? Seeing none, I will make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Public hearing is closed. Now, is there any discussion concerning the selection of this developer? That's a hint.
I don't remember the name of the recommended developer.
GM.
GM Development.
I would make a motion to approve the contract with GM Development for the award of Dillon Park Improvements Build, Operate, Transfer Program.
Second.
Motion is second.
Just
All-
for the record, real quick, we will have a separate actual written contract that will come to you. So today we're just authorizing the award to them. So that's what the motion does. We'll have a separate contract at your
Okay.
next meeting.
And so there's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Savannah.
Thank you.
Item 9, board consider conflict of interest disclosure. Evelyn Lees.
Good morning.
Morning.
We have attached or in your packet, a conflict of interest disclosure from Ryan Barnett, who is a firefighter who also does windows and would like to do that for the fire department. So per statute, this needs to be accepted in a public meeting.
I'd move to accept the conflict of interest disclosure as presented.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Evelyn. Item 10, board to consider Hamilton County placing wreaths on veterans' graves at Riverside Cemetery. Evelyn.
Hi, I'm Diana Lynch, and I work for the Hamilton County Commissioners. And I'm here on behalf of Councilman Beaver. We would like to put wreaths on veterans' graves on the 13th. Keep them up through Christmas, and then when there's a good day after Christmas, we'll remove them.
So these are live wreaths?
No, they're not live.
Move for approval to place wreaths on veterans' graves at Riverside Cemetery.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
for attending.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 11, board consider service agreement with SLB Pipe Solutions for utilities outfall rehabilitation project. Kristen Parker.
Good morning.
Morning.
Before you is a service agreement with SLB Pipe Solutions LLC for the utilities outfall rehab project. This project will replace 10 retention pond outfalls within subdivisions around Noblesville. These cannot be completed by our own crews due to equipment needed and the difficulty in the repair.
Move for approval to, for the agreement with SLB Pipe Solutions for the utilities outfall rehab project.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 12, board consider supplemental agreement for Christopher B. Burke on-call services. Michael Overby.
Good morning, Board.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right, this supplemental with Christopher Burke is for an extension of their current on-call contract. We have already encumbered funds for that contract, and they're a great source for us, especially with their connections with IDEM. They give us really good information right up front, so I'd like to continue on that contract through the rest of 2026.
Okay. Any discussion?
I move to approve the supplemental agreement for Christopher B. Book, the on-call services.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 13, board consider service agreement with Butler Fairman Seifert on-call services. Michael.
Yes, we have had an on-call agreement with BFNS for a few years, and I'd like to continue that. They offer a lot of technical support, augment our team here. Since it's only myself and one other, they're able to do some additional inspections for us, water sampling, things like that, that would take up valuable time and resources from our day-to-day operations.
Move for approval of the agreement with Butler, Fairman, and Seifert for on-call services.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Michael.
All right, thank you.
Item 14, board to consider resolution RB 43-25, a resolution to update the city's traffic code, one of our new responsibilities. Andrew Rodewald.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you haven't gotten to do this a whole lot this year, but at the November Traffic Committee, a request for no parking was considered and recommended for approval on Division Street between 19th and 20th Street, so over on the east side of town here, that north side of the street. So it's a narrow street, not allowing vehicles to park on the asphalt in both directions. So there are 3 homes here. They all have sufficient space in their, within their own properties and are on board with this change.
And they're still parking on the south side.
Correct. That's correct. So this again would end up going to Common Council after the first of the year with the others that we've looked at throughout the year.
Make a motion to update the city's traffic code.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to update traffic code resolution RB-4325. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 15, board to consider a professional service agreement with Crossroad Engineers for Embrace Downtown inspection. Andrew.
And we've been seeing more and more Embrace Downtown items come before you. 2 weeks will be the big one with our bid opening for phase one of that project to start next year. So this will get Crossroad Engineer under contract for the inspection of the project. They've been involved in the design. They were specifically selected because of their prior experience in several other projects of this scope throughout central Indiana. So their team is very familiar with coordinating with downtown businesses, communicating back with us. So while it's inspection, there's a lot of additional duties that go into this. You see the team that they've got planned for it. So a lot of different levels from our technical side will still be involved as those needs come up. Some just specifically for communicating with businesses, and then those that are physically inspecting the quality of the work going in. Happy to answer any questions.
Phase one is starting when?
As soon as this white stuff stops. It will probably be late February, I think, when ground gets broken. So the bid opening in 2 weeks, and then we'll award those bids at your first meeting in January with the intent to get going as soon as Mother Nature allows.
Excellent. Of course, the street department has everything down to asphalt, and we're probably going in the road.
Maybe
so
that's what we should do, yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Thanks, Andrew.
Move for approval of the professional services agreement with Crossroad Engineers for Embrace Downtown.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. Any further business in front of the board? Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you for attending.